So the new Golf R333 limited edition has finally been fully announced. I'm filming this on the 31st of May. And yeah, let's go through all the details of this car, which I've spoken about sort of early on in May. And yeah, I'm obviously a big fan of Golf Rs. So let's go through the full details of what this car actually has. So it's limited to 333 models. So that's basically why it's called the R333. And it has the same 333 PS and 245 kilowatts as the Golf R20 years, a car that I drove last on my channel as well. So it's the same on that side. It has 19-inch Astoria wheels with semi-slick tyres, so that's pretty good. It says this is on Volkswagen's website, Volkswagen's newsroom. So it says it creates a motorsport feeling. It has the R Performance package, which obviously gives you the spoiler and de-restricted to 168 miles an hour. This one also comes with a titanium exhaust from a Krapovich, so that's a pricey option to be included. And it says the first R model with sequential numbering on badge in the interior. So that means it's 1 to 333. Now that does increase the value potential of this car, and that's quite important because yeah, when I get onto the price of this car, you'll be quite surprised. And in fact, we can get onto the price of it now, really. So in euros, this car is about 76,000 euros. It is only available in Germany, and it's available from German dealerships on Friday, the 2nd of June. In pound sterling, because I'm in the UK filming this, it is £65,802. Now, you might think that that's quite pricey, but when you consider the 20 years, if you're going to spec it to level, you're looking at about £55,000. So it's about a £10,000 premium. You do then get the newer paint as well, which I believe they call it lime green or lime. Yeah, lime yellow metallic paintwork. That's one of the things. So that's quite cool. So it's a fully optioned Golf R, basically, with these sequential numbering on the badge, semi-slick tyres, and in lime yellow metallic. More black accents as well. And we'll look through some of the pictures of this car because it does, I mean, yeah. And it's got 333 on the side. I tell you what, it looks a lot more purposeful than I've seen. You know, I spent a bit of time with some Golf Rs, some Golf R20 years last week. And I suppose, yeah, the colour is probably one thing that would have been nice as something on the 20 years. But yeah, to get this is pretty special. And they go quite in depth sort of talking about it and explaining about how they're kind of like, yeah, they really are proud of this kind of platform performance kind of edition of the Golf R. Only at 0 to 64.6, so there's not really any sort of difference in terms of performance over, say, 20 years. There's the numbering, which is, again, quite good on the values. Now, if I, for example, was in Germany and, you know, would I get this car? Well, first of all, Volkswagen are going to sell all of these cars. They, just to put it bluntly, if they're only making 333, they're all going to sell. That's pretty much guaranteed as we look at some of the pictures through here. They're all going to sell. I would certainly put my name in if I had a 20 years. So say if I was in Germany and I had a 20 years, I would be trading in my 20 years to try and get one of these. Simply because the 20 years is still, you know, it's going to be worth still quite a fair amount of money. And to get a car which is numbered and limited, and actually Volkswagen do something quite cool. You can actually go to the factory. All 333 owners can go to the factory, and it's a little bit more bespoke than it has been before, which I quite like. I like that community, that personal touch. And that is something that you'll get with this. And that's nice. That's something that Volkswagen haven't offered before, or certainly in the R sort of side of things. Super cool. I'm trying to see what those actual semi-slick tyres are. I'm sure they're Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2s, but quite hard to tell. Let's see if we can work it out from the pictures. The Krakovich exhaust, which does sound good. Check out my last video if you want to know what a Golf R20 years is like, which is basically this car. Yeah, let's head back and see what else they kind of say about it. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not available in the UK, which is a bit of a shame. You know, I think it would have been quite nice, but it's obviously local to Germany, which, again, is more than fair enough. It's a German-built car. They're trying to celebrate more of the R brand, the performance sort of side of things. Could they have done something a little bit different? Well, I don't know. It's an interesting one. I mean, kind of in a rock and a hard place, really, with all the electric revolution that's sort of coming into play. They can only develop this so much. It says 333 horsepower. I mean, I drove the 333 brake horsepower 20 years. It felt more than that, more like 360. It is a quick car with the 7-speed DSG gearbox. with the four-wheel drive, which is obviously a little bit more rear bias. It's got a bit of drift mode going for it. I mean, this is going to be a proper rare thing if you ever see one of these about, just due to the limited nature. But 333, at least there will be some knocking around. Top speed of 270 kilometers an hour, which is 168, which is similar to the previous one, which they said. Yeah, we can't see what the tyres are, which is a bit of a shame. It'd be interesting if anyone comments from Germany who's actually getting a car like this, because it'd be interesting to know what it's actually like in person, because I do like some of the effects. I mean, that looks quite cool. Just looking at some of the pictures here, hopefully it comes up okay for you guys watching. And they've sort of changed, you can change the colour of the interior yourself, actually, to blue, to red, to orange, whatever you want, and they've matched sort of the lime metallic on the outside, which is quite nice. And then, yeah, there's the numbering sort of shown on that's where it would be. That a numbered car is always good for values and residuals. And that's kind of why I'm thinking, if you had a 20 years to trade up for this, probably I would consider doing it. Would I just get one off the bat? I don't know. I mean, you've got to have pretty deep pockets. And to be fair, people who can afford a car like this would probably just have a standard Golf R on the side and sort of have this as like a collector's piece, which, I hope they do get used. It'd be nice to see them on the road. So standard equipment also includes the Nappa leather seats, which are really nice. I really felt it added to the premium quality when I drove a 20 years last week, and you can see that in my previous video. So yeah, subscribe and, check that out after you check this video out. So you get a real feel of what this car is like. The only difference that you're actually getting is the fact that it's limited and it's got that lime metallic paintwork, which, you can see on here anyway. Yeah, the matrix lights, it's got everything. It's got every option. And this time it does include the whole Krapovich exhaust, which is a very pricey option. It's about £3,500 in the UK. So there you go. Prices start from €76,410. It's a lot, but as I said, don't worry too much about it. They will sell every one of those 333 cars. Make no mistake. They're going to get sold. Yeah, and let me know. I mean, I suppose the biggest thing is the colour. What do people think? You can see it a little bit more now with the black wheels, with the Krapovich. It does sort of enhance it and make things a little bit more exciting, which I suppose is a nice thing. And yeah, you've got obviously other publications kind of talking about the car, the extra power, the semi-slick wheels. It's such a shame that I can't see. They've sort of darkened out the wheels to see what sort of tyres are on there. What sort of semi-slick tyres are there? Yeah, it's going to be difficult. I'm going to say it's Cup 2s, I mean, what does that say? Can I read it? I can't read it. I mean, if it's something like Trofeo R's or something, then would produce a very mighty car. And actually, from that picture, I really like how the blue of the R and the blue of that kind of matches with I mean, listen, the paintwork's not going to be for everyone, but again, don't worry too much about it. If the chances are, if you're watching this video, you're probably not getting one because there's only so many. But there we go, not coming to the UK, and I thought I wanted to sum this kind of car up. Let me know what you think about this car in the comment, and subscribe. Plenty more content to come, and plenty more content on the Golf R actually, because it's a car that I love a lot, and I've shared a lot on my channel. So yeah, please feel free to check that out after this video. So yeah, thanks, subscribe and like, and comment below as well, because really interested to know your thoughts on this Golf R333 now that we know the full details.